Your identity is fiction. Who you really are is not of this world. Most people are caught up in the idea of themselves. Yes, it is just an idea, a persona, a fictional character. Your identity is a bogus fiction that you believed in, and it became your reality. Just like God became infatuated with his fiction called man, so he became completely lost in it. To experience what it is like to be a limited man. God became man, so that man may become God, said Neville Goddard. Now this may sound like a punishment, it is not. The experience of man can be of complete bliss and extreme suffering. All it takes is a choice. That is, who do you say that you are? As Christ asked the question to his disciples, who do you say that I am? On the surface level this question makes no sense. But on the spiritual level, God is inquiring who you say you are. To give you exactly that which you allow yourself to have. That is, your identity dictates whether you will experience the kingdom of heaven or the depths of hell. Right here in this world. You are a formless being. An individualized aspect of the divine, temporarily dreaming the dream of life. So why does it matter, you ask? Since you are formless and what you identify as is fiction, why not create or choose a fiction of your liking? Why continue to live as a slave when the kingdom of heaven is yours? We choose hell because we don't know any better. We are identified with this limited human self and think that the universe is separate from us. Therefore, we struggle against the forces of nature. Of course we cannot win. But that is just an identity, you see. You can form a new identity which believes that the universe is its best friend. And so, everything is always working out in your favor. We are inside the body of God, which is pure potential. Since God is infinite, there are infinite versions of you already existing as potential in the body of God. And since you are the same consciousness that divine is, just keyed low, you have inheritance. You can choose to be the version that you desire in mind. Now, the pitfall that most people fall into is this: they try to fix this current identity. When you assume that you need to fix yourself, reality gives you more problems to fix. As what you are aware of, you get more of it. We exercise the gift of freedom of choice by identifying with certain mental states via awareness. Remember, all states exist right now in the infinity of the all. Therefore, the notion that you are broken implies that you are identified with an identity that you do not desire. What exactly is in your focus in this identity, let me ask you? Is it not something that needs to be worked on? An incomplete and imperfect vessel. Well, since you are aware of all the flaws, they get painfully obvious to you in your world. And you fall into the pitfall of forever working on yourself. Never reaching a satisfactory state where you can finally rest and enjoy your life. This is why people who go on a journey to find themselves and heal themselves never quite get there. Because they are searching for a fix outside of themselves. Not realizing that all is within, right here, right now. All they must do is choose. But they chose the broken version that needs a healing journey. There is no journey because there is no time, nor is there any space. There is only God. And God is experiencing himself in all that you see. So as an individualized aspect of divine, you have but one responsibility. That is, to choose from the infinity of the all. Who you desire to be. This choice determines what will collapse into your experience out of the infinite potential of the all. Isn't this extremely liberating? That you're never stuck, save you assume you are. You are never not at peace, save that you say that you are not. I was recently contemplating these ideas on a solo walk, and these words came to me. Here I am. And where I am, the world is. Where I am, time is. Where I am, now is, existence is, God is. Take a moment and ponder on these words. You will find eternity encapsulated in them. Revealing the mystery of existence. And you may taste true liberation. Anyhow, trying to fix yourself is a reality of its own. What you should do instead is, allow this current reality to exist as it is. Do not fight against it, nor judge it. Rather, choose the version of you in mind that you would like to be. Imagine this version of you and view the world from that state of being. Have inner conversations with yourself from this new version. That is, decide that you are this new version of you and conform your mental activity around this version. For example, my wealth is growing every day. Universe always provides exactly what I need and more. Confidence is my inheritance. Abundance is my divine inheritance. A sound body is a gift of God to me, and I enjoy it deeply. I am surrounded by love, and love flows towards me effortlessly. Now when you say these words, your current identity will object. You must understand that this is your old self that Bible refers to as the old man. Christ said, "Let the dead bury the dead." Your current reality is already manifested. That is, it is dead because it cannot change. Change exists in the higher mental dimension where you now reside. So let the dead bury the dead. When the old man in mind tries to tell you that you are being delusional and rejecting the so-called objective reality, do nothing. The dead old man will bury himself. That is, you allow him to say what he needs, but do not identify with it. Christ said to his mother in scripture, "Woman, what I have to do with thee?" Now that sounds harsh in literal sense. But the Bible is anything but literal. It is a manuscript of reality shifting and unlocking the kingdom of heaven. It is a psychological truth that every man must go through, as Neville said. So here, Christ is not harshly scolding his mother. The mother represents the smothering current reality that is always in your face, trying to get your attention and react to it. But Christ, which represents your I amness, says to it that what do I have to do with thee? That is, you are a dead reality, I have nothing to do with you. Since Christ represents our higher self, it exists on the spiritual and mental plane. Therefore, it is not concerned with this lower realm of dead effects, which fall away on their own, so long as you let them. So, when the old man tries to persuade you, do not look back. As Lot's wife did and she turned into a pillar of salt. Scripture's stories are deeply psychological, explaining mind, man, and manifestation. Judge not according to appearance but judge righteous judgment. John 7:24. Instead of trying to get rid of what is, become aware of what you would like to be. Be that version of you in mind who already has everything. Because your deeper self, your I amness, literally has everything you want. As it is one with the all. And the all is all that is. So when you be that version in mind, you are literally accessing the higher mental plane where that version exists. If it didn't exist, you wouldn't be able to imagine it. Since you are operating with I am awareness, you have nothing to do with what is. Let the dead bury the dead. As you saturate your consciousness with the ideas of what you consider to be ideal and desirable. And remember, time doesn't exist. Especially in the mental plane of cause. When you imagine, it is real in that now moment. It is our double-mindedness that delays the materialization. But that is alright. Even worrying about it, that where is it, is the old consciousness or identity. We do nothing with the old man. And we fall in love with the new version. And I am, does the rest. As Christ said, I of my own do nothing, the Father within me doeth all the works. So all you do is choose and be. And having is natural after that. Fixing a broken version of you is denying that God is infinite. Or that God exists at all. Because if God is infinite, you are infinite. It cannot be otherwise. To argue otherwise is to descend into madness. Your Redeemer is within you. So walk on the path of glory onwards, never looking back. For there is nothing there, only I am alone is. So let me ask you this. Who do you say that I am?